Deep within Vatican City, a sacred process unfolds. A new leader for the Catholic Church, a new pope is chosen. Over 1.3 billion souls look to the pope for guidance. The weight of the papacy, the responsibility of leading such a vast and ancient institution, is difficult to fathom. The selection process itself is a testament to the gravity of the occasion. This isn't just about politics or power, though those elements are undeniably present. This is about faith. This is about finding a man deemed worthy of representing God on earth, and it's a journey we're about to take together. The papacy isn't just a job, it's a lifetime commitment. Once elected, a pope serves until death. The cardinals aren't just choosing a leader for a few years, they are choosing a leader for a generation. The process begins with the passing of the previous pope or his resignation, a rare event in itself. Once the papacy is vacant, the church enters what is known as the sede vacante, the empty seat. Preparations for the conclave, the secret meeting where the new pope will be elected, begin in earnest. Becoming pope is not like applying for a job. There's no resume to submit, no campaign to run. The selection process is rooted in tradition, faith, and a belief in divine guidance. Canon law states that any baptized, unmarried male Catholic is eligible for the papacy. However, no pope in centuries has been chosen from outside the College of Cardinals. These men, appointed by the Pope himself, are considered the most learned and respected figures within the Church. They seek a man of unwavering faith, a skilled administrator, and a compassionate leader. The electors are guided by tradition, experience, and a deep understanding of the Church's needs. The College of Cardinals serves as the body responsible for electing the new pope. These men, clad in their distinctive red robes, gather from all corners of the globe. The number of cardinals eligible to vote is limited to 120. These men, known as Cardinal Electors, are sequestered from the outside world during the conclave. Free from external pressures, the cardinals can deliberate and pray, seeking guidance from the Holy Spirit. The weight of the decision they carry is immense, and the cardinals approach their task with a profound sense of responsibility. The conclave takes place within the Vatican City, a tiny independent state within the heart of Rome. The Sistine Chapel, renowned for its breathtaking Michelangelo frescoes, serves as the venue for this sacred event. Once the cardinals are sequestered, the doors to the Sistine Chapel are sealed. No outside contact is permitted, ensuring the absolute secrecy of the proceedings. The cardinals are sworn to secrecy, forbidden from revealing any details of the discussions or votes. The conclave is not a time for campaigning or politicking. The cardinals, guided by the Holy Spirit, cast their votes in secret. The conclave itself marks a stark transition for the cardinals. No longer moving freely amongst the grand halls of the Vatican, they now enter a period of intense isolation. This isolation isn't meant to be a punishment, but rather a vital part of the process. Freed from external pressures, the cardinals can focus solely on the task at hand. Imagine it, a procession of cardinals, each a prince of the church, moving slowly into the dimly lit chapel. The air, thick with incense and anticipation, hums with whispered prayers. As the last cardinal enters, the doors swing shut, closing off the outside world. The cardinals are now cut off from their daily lives, their routines, even their phones. Silence. The cardinals, accustomed to a life of teaching, preaching, and leading, now embrace a vow of silence. This silence is more than just the absence of noise, it's a discipline, a commitment to inward reflection and prayer. Before the first vote is cast, each cardinal swears a solemn oath, pledging to maintain absolute secrecy. This oath isn't taken lightly. Violation of this oath carries severe consequences, including excommunication. It's this commitment to secrecy that has surrounded the papal election in an aura of mystery for centuries. The Sistine Chapel, with its artistic masterpieces, might seem like an odd choice for a temporary residence, but for the duration of the conclave, it becomes the cardinals' whole world. The accommodations are modest, a stark contrast to the opulent surroundings. Each cardinal is assigned a simple room, a temporary cell, where they can rest and reflect in solitude. This simplicity is by design, The cardinals are meant to detach from worldly comforts, focusing instead on the spiritual weight of their task. While the accommodations might lack luxury, the cardinals are well cared for. In today's hyper-connected world, the idea of complete isolation seems almost impossible. Yet, within the Vatican walls, the cardinals experience a level of disconnection few others ever will. News from the outside world is forbidden, newspapers and televisions banished. Even cell phone use is strictly prohibited. This disconnection allows them to focus on the task at hand with a clarity and purpose rarely experienced in our modern age. Free from the distractions of the outside world, they can truly listen to each other, to their own hearts, and to the guidance of the Holy Spirit. The heart of the conclave lies in the voting process, a ritual steeped in tradition and shrouded in secrecy. Imagine the scene within the majestic Sistine Chapel, beneath the watchful eyes of Michelangelo's awe-inspiring frescoes. The cardinals prepare to cast their votes. Each cardinal, having prayerfully considered the candidates, receives a rectangular ballot paper. On this slip of paper they will inscribe their choice for the next leader of the Catholic Church. The act of writing the name, often in a disguised hand to ensure anonymity, is a moment of profound personal significance. The cardinals, called upon in alphabetical order, approach the altar one by one. There they solemnly declare, "I call as my witness Christ the Lord, who will be my judge, that my vote is given to the one who before God I judge should be elected." Unlike many elections in the secular world, the papal conclave doesn't simply seek a simple majority. To be elected pope, a candidate must secure a 2/3 majority plus one of the votes cast. This high threshold reflects the Church's deep-seated desire for unity and consensus. The 2/3 majority requirement ensures that the newly elected pope has the overwhelming support of the College of Cardinals. If, after the first round of voting, no candidate achieves the required 2/3 majority, the ballots are burned and a second vote is held. This process can continue for several days, even weeks, as the cardinals prayerfully seek the guidance of the Holy Spirit. For centuries, the world has anxiously awaited a visible sign from the Vatican, the smoke that rises from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel, following each round of voting. Black smoke signals that the cardinals have yet to reach a decision. White smoke heralds the election of a new pope. The anticipation surrounding these smoke signals is palpable. Crowds gather in St. Peter's Square, their gazes fixed on the chimney. The world watches, waits, and wonders who will emerge from the conclave as the new leader of the Catholic Church. The symbolism remains the same: black for continued deliberation, white for the joy of a decision made. The white smoke, a beacon of hope and anticipation, ushers in a moment of global excitement. Whispers of Habemus Papam, "We have a pope," ripple through the crowd gathered in St. Peter's Square. Inside the Sistine Chapel, the newly elected pope, having accepted his new role as the Vicar of Christ, prepares to greet the world. He changes into his papal vestments, a tangible symbol of the office he now holds. Then, in a moment of high drama and profound symbolism, the new pope emerges onto the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. The crowd erupts in cheers, a wave of sound washing over the square as the bells of St. Peter's toll. The senior cardinal deacon steps forward to pronounce the traditional Latin formula, "Annuntio vobis gaudium magnum, Habemus Papam." I announce to you a great joy: we have a pope. The newly elected pope, still absorbing the magnitude of the moment, doesn't immediately address the cheering crowds. His first act as pontiff is deeply personal, a moment of quiet reflection before the weight of his new responsibilities fully takes hold. He retreats to the Room of Tears, a small chamber just off the balcony, named for the mix of emotions, joy, trepidation, humility, that often washes over the newly chosen pope. This room, sparsely furnished and serene, offers a brief respite from the excitement swirling outside. Here, the new pope can gather his thoughts, offer a prayer of gratitude and supplication, and prepare himself for the journey ahead. It's a moment of transition, a symbolic passing of the torch from one papacy to the next. While the new pope collects himself, the world waits with bated breath. The white smoke has signaled a decision, the bells are ringing, but the identity of the new pope remains a mystery, a secret shared only by those within the confines of the conclave. The anticipation in St. Peter's Square is electric. Speculation runs rampant amongst the faithful and the curious alike. Who is this man who will now lead the Catholic Church? What is his background, his vision for the future? The world is about to find out. One of the most enduring symbols of the papacy is the Ring of the Fisherman, a gold ring bestowed upon the newly elected pope as a sign of his authority and his connection to the legacy of St. Peter, the first pope. This ring, traditionally adorned with an image of St. Peter fishing, represents the pope's role as a fisher of men, casting out the net of faith to draw people closer to Christ. The ring is more than just an ornament, it's a tangible symbol of the papal office, a visible reminder of the Pope's role as the successor to St. Peter. It's placed on the ring finger of the Pope's right hand, and from that moment forward it becomes an integral part of his papal identity. The Ring of the Fisherman is also a poignant reminder of the papacy's fleeting nature. Upon the death or resignation of a pope, the ring is ceremonially destroyed, a symbolic breaking of the bond with the previous papacy, and a preparation for the election of a new successor. The destruction of the ring, while perhaps a somber tradition, underscores the importance of each individual papacy. It reminds us that the Church is constantly evolving, adapting to the changing world while remaining rooted in its timeless traditions and beliefs. The moment arrives. The doors to the balcony swing open, and the new pope, clad in the simple white cassock of his office, steps into the sunlight, the cheers of the crowd washing over him like a tidal wave. It's a moment of profound symbolism, a visual representation of the papacy's transition from one era to the next. The new pope, his face a mixture of humility and determination, raises his hand in a gesture of blessing. The crowd falls silent, eager to hear the first words of their new shepherd. In this moment, the weight of the world, the hopes and prayers of over 1 billion souls, rest upon his shoulders. He speaks, his voice carrying across the square, his words translated into dozens of languages reaching every corner of the globe. He speaks of faith, of hope, of the challenges facing humanity, and of the Church's unwavering commitment to spreading the message of love and compassion. This first address is more than just a speech, it's a mission statement, a glimpse into the heart and mind of the man who will now lead the Catholic Church into the future. It's a moment of great hope and anticipation, a time for the faithful to renew their commitment to Christ and to embrace the guidance of their new spiritual leader. The selection of a new pope is more than just a news event, it's a global phenomenon. The world watches, captivated by the spectacle, the history, the sheer improbability of it all. Here, in the 21st century, an ancient institution steeped in tradition and ritual selects its leader in a manner virtually unchanged for centuries, but beyond the pomp and ceremony, beyond the grandeur of the Vatican and the weight of history, lies a simple truth: the Catholic Church has a new shepherd. A new voice will now guide the faithful, offering words of comfort, challenge, and inspiration to over 1 billion souls around the world. The impact of this selection is profound. The Pope is more than just the leader of a religious institution. He is a global figure, a moral authority, whose words carry weight far beyond the walls of the Vatican. His pronouncements on issues such as poverty, war, and social justice resonate throughout the world, shaping public opinion and influencing policy decisions. The new pope steps into a role fraught with challenges. He inherits a church grappling with internal divisions, facing external pressures, and striving to remain relevant in an increasingly secular world. Yet, he also inherits a legacy of faith, a community of believers united by their shared beliefs and their commitment to Christ's message of love and compassion. And so, the journey that began with the passing of a pope and the quiet gathering of cardinals culminates in the joyous announcement, Habemus Papam. The white smoke has faded, the crowds have dispersed, and the new pope begins the daunting task of leading the Catholic Church into the future. His papacy, like those that have come before, will be marked by both triumphs and challenges. He will face criticism and opposition, praise and adulation, He will grapple with complex theological issues, navigate delicate diplomatic situations, and strive to be a voice of hope and healing in a world often torn by conflict and division. But through it all, he will carry the weight of his office with humility and grace, knowing that he is merely a servant of God, called to lead by example and to inspire others to live lives of faith, hope, and love. The selection of a new pope is a testament to the enduring power of faith. In a world often obsessed with the material, the ephemeral, the Catholic Church reminds us of the eternal, the spiritual, the things that truly matter. And in the end, that may be the greatest legacy of all.